Hey guys, welcome back. I am so sorry. I haven't uploaded in a couple of days. My daughter broke my phone, the screen on my phone, uh, after she woke up from her nap after I made my last video the other day. I got done recording, finished everything. She got up and we were downstairs and she got a hold of my phone off the couch and she cracked the screen, and so I had to wait for a replacement phone, which came in today, this afternoon. Yay! So I set it up while she was napping, and so now she's in bed. So was like, I have to do the chapters today because I've already missed, however many days it's been. I don't know, like 3 days or something like that. I have no clue, but so I'm so sorry. I feel terrible. Like I make these videos on my phone. I record the chapters on my phone. Like I do everything on my phone. So I was very lost for a couple days. But I wanted to update you guys real quick before we get into the chapters for today. My husband had an interview this morning and he got the job. So, and I never doubted. Like, I told you guys the other day, I think it was Friday, was my last video, if I remember correctly. I told you guys like my husband, got laid off that night before, and he was stressed, and I was just like, I had no doubt that God was going to take care of us and we were going to be okay. I just had no doubt. Like, I can't even explain to you guys how, like, I just, I had no doubt. I was like calm. I was like, no, it's okay. God's going to take care of us. It's fine. And my husband even told me, he was like, the other day, he told me, I prayed to God myself and was like, hey, like, please, like, if you hear me, like, I need a job now, like ASAP. And sure enough, on I want to say it was Friday. Um, uh, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Friday. My husband got an interview, a call for an interview today, and they were like, it was this morning, and they told him, okay, we'll call you by 2 to let us know. And 2 o'clock came around. Okay, how about this? 2 minutes till 2. So it was 1:58 p.m. And my husband goes, he looks so down. And I was like, what's wrong? He goes, oh, it's almost 2 and I haven't gotten called yet. I don't think I got the job. And I was like, calm down. You don't know. Like maybe they got busy or something. Who knows what happened? I used to do the hiring at my old job before I had my daughter. And I mean, things happened. I would tell people, oh, I'll call you tomorrow. I you just, and I didn't, and it was, and I was actually going to hire, people, and I just, um you get busy, especially if you're short staffed, so um I told him don't worry, and then sure enough around, um gosh, what was it, like 3 or 4 o'clock, he came and told me that he got called and got the job. And I was like, see, I told you, like, and I also told him, I was like, yeah, see, God's listening to you. Like, um, but I have to admit, it surprised me when he told me that the other day, that he said that before he got the interview, the call for the interview, he prayed to God and said, I need a job. And then he got the call. So this was a job that he applied for, that where he could see how many other people applied for. He said that 1,200 people applied for this job. And I think that they're hiring multiple people. Um, but still, out of 1,200 people that had applied for that job, and he had just applied for it and got a call almost immediately that day for an interview the following Monday, today. And my husband was like, told me the other day, like, oh yeah, God must be listening to me. And I was like, man, like that makes me wonder, like, if that's part of the reason why my husband's a little distant from God and not, you know, turning to him and leaning on him and having faith in him and turning to him for guidance. Because I wonder if, um, in my husband's past, if he turned to God and felt like God wasn't there for him. You know what I mean? You never know what someone's relationship with God is, because my husband was raised as a Christian, going to church, believing in God, feeling the Holy Spirit. And he had a rough childhood, and he, along the way, turned away from God. And so when he told me that the other day, I was like, man, it makes me wonder, like, if sometimes he thinks that God's not listening to him. Um, I don't know. So it made me really happy to know that, like, him getting this job today might be like a step forward in him, you know, putting himself out there again to God, and he also went to church on Sunday. So, um, and I didn't have to drag him, he fought a little bit about going, but he went. So, but, I don't know. I just, don't forget, like, you don't know what people's relationship with God has been, or is, or what is to be. Try to be like, try not to judge so hard, or, like, just be open minded. You never know what God's doing in someone's life, or what's going on with his relationship with someone. With my husband, I just pray for him that, he comes home to God and lets him in again. And that's, and all I can do is just try to encourage him, and but ultimately at the end of the day, it's between him and God, So I don't know. So I don't know. It's been a good couple of days because, like, um I had a good weekend. I got my phone fixed, and my husband got a job again, and so yeah, it was good. Okay, guys, well, let's get into today's chapters because I need to get to bed. Um, I don't remember exactly what we were doing in the last chapters, but I'm sure my memory will start to come back to me once we get going in these chapters.
Also, the overseer of the Levites at Jerusalem was Uzziah, the son of Bani, the son of Hashabiah, the son of Mattaniah, the son of Micah, of the sons of Asaph, the singers in charge of the service of the house of God. For it was the king's command concerning them that a certain portion should be for the singers, a quota day by day. Pethahiah, the son of Meshezabel, of the children of Zerah, the son of Judah, was the king's deputy in all matters concerning the people. And as for the villages with their fields, some of the children of Judah dwelt in Kirjath Arba and its villages, Dibon and its villages, Jekabzeel and its villages, in Jeshua, Moladah, Beth Pelet, Hazer Shul, and Beersheba and its villages, in Ziklag and Makona and its villages, in Rimmon, Zorah, Jarmuth, Zanoah, Adullam, and their villages, in Lachish and its fields, in Azekah and its villages. They dwelt from Beersheba to the valley of Hinnom. Also the children of Benjamin from Geba dwelt in Michmash, Ajah, and Bethel, and their villages, in Anathoth, Nob, Ananiah, in Hazor, Ramah, Gideam, in Hadid, Zeboim, Nebalat, in Lod, Ono, and the valley of craftsmen. Some of the Judean divisions of Levites were in Benjamin. Now these are the priests and the Levites who came up with Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua, Sariah, Jeremiah, Ezra, Amariah, Malach, Hattush, Shechaniah, Rehum, Meremoth, Iddo, Ginnethoi, Abijah, Mijamin, Maadiah, Bilgah, Shemaiah, Joyarib, Jedaiah, Sallu, Amok, Helkiah, and Jedaiah. These were the heads of the priests and their brethren in the days of Jeshua. Moreover, the Levites were Jeshua, Binnui, Kadmiel, Sherebiah, Judah, and Mattaniah, who led the thanksgiving psalms, he and his brethren. Also, Bakbakiah and Unai, their brethren, stood across from them in their duties. Jeshua begot Joachim. Joachim begot Eliashib. Eliashib begot Joiada. Joiada begot Jonathan. And Jonathan begot Jaddua. Now in the days of Joachim, the priests, the heads of the fathers' houses were, of Sariah, Moriah, of Jeremiah, Hananiah, of Ezra, Meshullam, of Amariah, Jehohanan, of Melichu, Jonathan, of Shebaniah, Joseph, of Haram, Adnah, of Meraioth, Helkai, of Iddo, Zechariah, of Ginnethon, Meshullam, of Abijah, Zichri, the son of Minjamin, of Moadiah, Piltai, of Bilgah, Shammua, of Shemaiah, Jehonathan, of Joyarib, Mattani, of Jedaiah, Uzai, of Salai, Kalai, of Amok, Eber, of Helkiah, Hashabiah, and of Jedaiah, Nathanael. During the reign of Darius the Persian, a record was also kept of the Levites and priests who had been heads of their fathers' houses in the days of Eliashib, Joiada, Johanan, and Jaddua. The sons of Levi, the heads of the fathers' houses, until the days of Johanan the son of Eliashib, were written in the book of the Chronicles. And the heads of the Levites were Hashabiah, Sherebiah, and Jeshua, the son of Kadmiel, with their brothers across from them, to praise and give thanks, group alternating with group, according to the command of David, the man of God. Mattaniah, Bakbakiah, Obadiah, Meshullam, Talmon, and Akub were gatekeepers keeping the watch at the storerooms of the gates. These lived in the days of Joachim, the son of Jeshua, the son of Josadak, and in the days of Nehemiah, the governor, and of Ezra, the priest, the scribe. Now at the dedication of the wall of Jerusalem, they sought out the Levites in all their places, to bring them to Jerusalem, to celebrate the dedication with gladness, both with thanksgivings and singing, with cymbals and stringed instruments and harps. And the sons of the singers gathered together from the countryside around Jerusalem, from the villages of the Netophathites, from the house of Gilgal, and from the fields of Geba and Asmaveth. For the singers had built themselves villages all around Jerusalem. Then the priests and Levites purified themselves, and purified the people, the gates, and the wall. So I brought the leaders of Judah up on the wall, and appointed 2 large thanksgiving choirs. One went to the right hand on the wall toward the refuse gate. After them went Hoshea, and half of the leaders of Judah, and Azariah, Ezra, Meshullam, Judah, Benjamin, Shemaiah, Jeremiah, and some of the priests' sons with trumpets, Zechariah, the son of Jonathan, the son of Shemaiah, the son of Mattaniah, the son of Micaiah, the son of Zachar, the son of Asaph, and his brethren, Shemaiah, Azarel, Milalai, Gilalai, Maai, Nathanael, Judah, and Hanani, with the musical instruments of David, the man of God. And Ezra the scribe went before them. By the fountain gate in front of them, they went up the stairs of the city of David, on the stairway of the wall, beyond the house of David, as far as the water gate eastward. The other Thanksgiving choir went the opposite way, and I was behind them with half of the people on the wall, going past the tower of the ovens, as far as the broad wall, and above the gate of Ephraim, above the old gate, above the fish gate, the tower of Hananel, the tower of the 100, as far as the sheep gate, and they stopped by the gate of the prison. So the two Thanksgiving choirs stood in the house of God. Likewise, I and the half of the rulers with me, and the priests, Eliakim, Maaseiah, Benjamin, Micaiah, Elioenai, Zechariah, and Hananiah, with trumpets. Also Maaseiah, Shemaiah, Eleazar, Uzzi, Jehohanan, Malchijah, Elam, and Ezer. The singers sang loudly with Jezreiah the director. Also that day, they offered great sacrifices and rejoiced, for God had made them rejoice with great joy. The women and the children also rejoiced, so that the joy of Jerusalem was heard afar off. And at the same time, some were appointed over the rooms of the storehouse for the offerings, the firstfruits, and the tithes, to gather into them from the fields of the cities the portions specified by the law for the priests and Levites. For Judah rejoiced over the priests and Levites who ministered. Both the singers and the gatekeepers kept the charge of their God and the charge of the purification, according to the command of David and Solomon his son. For in the days of David and Asaph of old, there were chiefs of the singers, and songs of praise and thanksgiving to God. In the days of Zerubbabel, and in the days of Nehemiah, all Israel gave the portions for the singers and the gatekeepers, a portion for each day. They also consecrated holy things for the Levites, and the Levites consecrated them for the children of Aaron. On that day, they read from the book of Moses in the hearing of the people, and in it was found written that no Ammonite or Moabite should ever come into the assembly of God, because they had not met the children of Israel with bread and water, but hired Balaam against them to curse them. However, our God turned the curse into a blessing. So it was, when they had heard the law, that they separated all the mixed multitude from Israel. Now before this, Eliashib the priest, having authority over the storerooms of the house of our God, was allied with Tobiah, and he had prepared for him a large room, where previously they had stored the grain offerings, the frankincense, the articles, the tithes of grain, the new wine and oil, which were commanded to be given to the Levites and singers and gatekeepers, and the offerings for the priests. But during all this, I was not in Jerusalem, for in the 32nd year of Artaxerxes, king of Babylon, I had returned to the king. Then after certain days, I obtained leave from the king, and I came to Jerusalem, and discovered the evil that Eliashib had done for Tobiah, in preparing a room for him in the courts of the house of God. And it grieved me bitterly. Therefore I threw all the household goods of Tobiah out of the room. Then I commanded them to cleanse the rooms, and I brought back into them the articles of the house of God, with the grain offering and the frankincense. I also realized that the portions for the Levites had not been given them, for each of the Levites and the singers who did the work had gone back to his field. So I contended with the rulers and said, "Why is the house of God forsaken?" And I gathered them together and set them in their place. Then all Judah brought the tithe of the grain, and the new wine and the oil to the storehouse. And I appointed as treasurers over the storehouse Shelemiah the priest, and Zadok the scribe, and of the Levites, Pedaiah, and next to them was Hanan, the son of Zachar, the son of Mattaniah, for they were considered faithful, and their task was to distribute to their brethren. Remember me, O my God, concerning this, and do not wipe out my good deeds that I have done for the house of my God, and for its services. In those days I saw people in Judah treading wine presses on the Sabbath, and bringing in sheaves, and loading donkeys with wine, grapes, figs, and all kinds of burdens, which they brought into Jerusalem on the Sabbath day. And I warned them about the day on which they were selling provisions. Men of Tyre dwelt there also, who brought in fish and all kinds of goods, and sold them on the Sabbath to the children of Judah and in Jerusalem. Then I contended with the nobles of Judah, and said to them, What evil thing is this that you do, by which you profane the Sabbath day? Did not your fathers do thus, and did not our God bring all this disaster on us and on this city? Yet you bring added wrath on Israel by profaning the Sabbath. So it was, at the gates of Jerusalem, as it began to be dark before the Sabbath, that I commanded the gates to be shut, and charged that they must not be opened till after the Sabbath. Then I posted some of my servants at the gates, so that no burdens would be brought in on the Sabbath day. Now the merchants and sellers of all kinds of wares lodged outside Jerusalem once or twice. Then I warned them, and said to them, Why do you spend the night around the wall? If you do so again, I will lay hands on you. From that time on, they came no more on the Sabbath. And I commanded the Levites that they should cleanse themselves, and that they should go and guard the gates, to sanctify the Sabbath day. Remember me, O my God, concerning this also, and spare me according to the greatness of your mercy.
Okay, there we have it. And it looks like we're almost done with this book already, too. And then we're starting on Esther. Okay, guys, I'm very tired. I've had a long day. But again, if I miss a couple days here and there, um, from here on out, it'll probably more than likely be for like some weird reason because I'm very like, well, at least currently, I'm feeling very dedicated to like being disciplined and doing these videos every day, or at least trying to do them every day. But if I go like more than 2 days, like not uploading a video, there's probably a reason. Because I'm really, really wanting to like, you know, really get back to, you know, connecting with God and like really working on that because I notice like when I read the Bible every day, I feel so much better. So much better. And I will admit, you guys, when I did not my phone was broken and I didn't read the Bible at all the past couple days. I don't know. I got to figure out how to read the Bible separate from these videos eventually because when I get done with these videos, what am I going to do? Just not read the Bible? No, I'm going to. So I need to figure out I need to start getting in the habit now of reading the Bible every day and then doing these videos and them being two separate things because right now they're intertwined. When I read the Bible, I make the videos and vice versa. So I need to like practice, you know, reading the Bible, which, a lot of people recommend, praying and reading the Bible first thing in the morning when you get up. Um, but I mean, I don't know. I'm usually really tired and out of it when I first wake up, so I have to figure out what works for me. But and then, doing these videos is something separate. But I will work on that. Not tonight, but I will work on it. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going out of town tomorrow and I'm going to try my hardest to still do a video tomorrow because, even if my routine's not my normal routine, I'm still trying to make sure that I make time for God and this these videos and reading the Bible. So, um, fingers crossed, I'm going to do my best. And hopefully, I see you guys tomorrow. Good night.